Bops about books.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Bops. I am Nivi Canela, and I'm here with our special guest today, Jay. We're going to be co-writing a song about Glory Edim's anthology, Well-Read Black Girl. Jay, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I am Janelle. I also use J. I identify as Afro-Latina, as Black. I am a storyteller. I storytell with music. I storytell with words, with poetry, with prose, with lyrics. I am coming to you from the Mohican land of East Taconic, New York. I've written probably at this point in my life, 7 musicals. Subliminal, Tis the Season, Group Therapy, Wet, I Used to Love Her. The Happiness Meter is one that I'm working on right now. And then I'd composed for 2 musicals.
What made you decide to choose Well-Read Black Girl for our session today?
In one of the early first 100 days moves, our president decided to make this book banned. It really just means it doesn't show up on their database, which is actually like really important for spreading out, right? Like they say you don't know that this kind of text lives. Your local library is not going to have one, and your local library is where most people get to go for their first books. This book started, it actually was like a book club first of Black girls. And then it became like an online community. And then she was like, yeah, this definitely needs to be a book. And I kind of love the evolution of like an idea that was like, I just want to be in a book club with other Black folks.
One of the quotes that stood out to me was, "At first glance, reading and writing are solitary acts, but both activities allow you to commune with the living and the dead, to listen to the thoughts of those who've come before you and argue, cajole, and sing praise for them in response." It's like you're communing with like the characters in the book, but then you can also commune with people in the present day and like talk about what that's like for you.
Yeah, I found myself, so this happened in February, which is what sort of drove me to be like, I have to read this book. I must read this book. 3 to 4 months earlier, I found myself writing this play with music called Speak Through to Me. And what I really was drawn to is that it uses the words of Audre Lorde, of Tony Bumbar Cade, Maya Angelou, of all these really incredible Black writers to help this young woman through her development after she's lost her mother. And she comes and she's faced with all of these like really shitty things that children are faced with, you know, especially young Black girls are faced with. And instead of feeling alone, having lost her mother, having been placed in this world in maybe a situation in a time period that wasn't great, she finds triumph and she finds safety and she finds care in the literature of these Black women. So it was almost like, again, as like Glory started with this book club and then it became this book, it's definitely like we're all really trying to tune into the voices of the women and especially the people of our ancestors who have been like actually written down, who we can still trace, who we can still connect ourselves to while we still can.
Yeah. And I think like in doing that, we're also ensuring that it keeps getting passed down. It keeps getting translated through generations.
Yeah. I'm big into cultural diffusion. I think one thing that sort of I stand on as a storyteller is that I tell stories so that we can remember and we can learn from them. They're not just trauma experiences. There's something that we need to learn. There's always a message about right now or a message that is relative to you right now in pretty much everything that I do.
Wonderful choice. Today, we are focusing on creating a melody because what I'll tell you all is, I think it's safe to say that both Jay and I are a little bit on the overachiever side. We're a little bit like, we get a project and we're like, so I start now. Is that safe to say? I have a beat that I created based on a prompt that you answered. If this book were a song, what would it sound like? And you said it would be like SZA meets Paramore. So I was like,
by that.
Yeah. So I was like, cool, let me make a beat with that in mind. And then you started to put together some lyrics that were like a Beyoncé style ballad.
I feel like when this is sort of a ballad in the sense that it's like Hayley from Paramore when she's a cappella, and SZA from that album where she's like sitting out in the water, and then Beyonce when she was like learning to play the piano after she had probably won a Grammy or two. So it's really sort of that definitely coming of age, coming into self. I'm introspective, but I'm pushing forward vibe. The beat feels like something that I would play when walking into my high school of like my junior year. Like I'm like a little angsty. I'm on my way out. I'm still trying to figure shit out. That's what it feels like. I feel like my like music producer brain is like, oh yeah, but we need like right now our beat is like one, it's like a part A, and then a dropout, and then a part A modified, and we need like a musical B and a musical indication of a pre-chorus, because and my brain is like, because the beat is the same, there it doesn't allow us much, but that's I guess what pop music is, right? I guess there's not a lot of time I listen to a ton of pop music, but I'm like, what does an A, B, A sound like in pop music?
I feel like Pink Pony Club is probably a good example of that. It is the same chords throughout most of the song, everything except the bridge is the same four chords. But you have like the and then the pre-chorus is like and then you go into the chorus and it's like Pink Pony Club, Pink Pony Club. So I know when I played on piano, like
yeah, I've
I
never heard
changed
that song before.
You've never heard this song? It was like a white queer anthem last year.
Which is why I've never heard it before.
Yeah. So that's Pink Pony
But
Club.
I can like many pop songs are four chords, right? But like if we think back to like the Beatles, what we do with those chords, I mean that's actually more than four chords, but what you do with those chords is like you move them around in their order and you like modify their spelling so that they sound like they've moved. Yeah. Like all songs feel like they move somewhere.
My first idea was like I was listening to SZA and Blind was like what caught me, and I was like, oh, there's so many like kind of break moments in this song where like the music kind of drops away and then there's like just kind of these like wispy sounds playing and she's like I set it up so that there's a lot of that happening, and then I was like, how do I bring in Paramore to this? And I was like, well, I'll add guitar doing what the synths were doing, so we have that little bit of edge throughout, but then I'll also add those like pop drums over it.
That makes sense to me. Why don't I let you, beat maker, shape these lyrics so that they align in a way that meets your beat structure?
Yeah. I took the lyrics that you sent, I broke them up as verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then bridge. I almost hear that as like a spoken part, like, you know, in Flawless, where there's like an actual excerpt from a speech defining feminism. So that's the bridge is like my work, the memoirs, anthologies, television pilots, and trilogies.
Yeah, that's the way that it was set up.
I figured.
You found the map.
I was like, this doesn't seem accidental. This seems like a formula.
Will you assign those?
I appreciate you adding structure to things. Do you know your big three?
My sun sign is Aries.
Okay.
My rising is Scorpio, and my moon is in Libra. And how that is showing up in this base is like, I am a leader, and I'm like, can you organize this for me? The Scorpio in me is just like, oh my gosh, when can I be off of screen? This is really great. And then the Libra move, like, if you're going to divide this song up into parts, well, it better be fair. But sure, I'll do my fair.
Yes. My sun is in Libra. I'm also Pisces rising. So I'm like, you are my guest. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to feel empowered. The Gemini in me is just relishing the collaboration, relishing the intellectual stimulation. Also, Libra wanting the opportunities to express ourselves, to be divided equally, and wanting to honor these beautiful words that you've written. Okay, you do verse 1. I do pre-chorus. You do chorus. I do verse 2. Pre-chorus, chorus, bridge.
One thing that I feel already good could happen is like we're gonna get like in the same part of our voice for a little bit of time. We're gonna sing like Hayley from Paramore here for probably a bit. So in my mind, let's preemptively get ahead of that and think of some variety. Brothers just discovered there's more the world than the girl. All I knew was we stood with them.
That was so pretty.
That is improv jazz
Yes,
for everyone.
so
it came out that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I think like each person sort of has a go-to melodic move, and I think those are mine. Like you could have put me in a different key, and I probably would have done that. Like it's probably like a 7th. Not even. It's like a 4th. I feel like it's like a weird old music theory hack. G-E-C. From years old. Other world. Like a little girl undercover, just discovering there's more. Don't just run and always run.
Walk or fly or run through the unfamiliar, to swim in my own magical place.
From that black girl visit to know about the stories from before they deserve more. Celebrate them, cover them, enjoy along the way. There is power in knowing you're not alone. There's power in being seen. No matter we need you, so
stay. I crafted worlds and centered girls, 'cause all I knew was sisterhood would save us. Even when they hate us, not just for us, no matter what. Representation starts to sound like fuss, but it's a start to undo.
Under the unfamiliar, to swim to our own magical place.
Magical place. Well-read black girls deserve to know more about the stories from before. We deserve more. Celebrate them, shower them, enjoy along the way. There is power in knowing you're not alone. There is power in being seen. You matter, we need you, so stay. Bridge.
My memories, anthologies, television pilots, and trilogies. Just one long attempt to make sure you see what you can be.
Okay.
That's where it ends.
That's where it ends. Yeah, that's beautiful. Ah, we did it!
I'm giving like a high five through the phone, through the computer.
Thank you so much for trusting in this process. Book Bops! Bops about books.